Our dark story begins in the most violent and shocking way. In an abandoned warehouse, the infamous Joker holds the current Robin, Jason Todd, captive. He begins to brutally beat Robin using a crowbar and finding amusement in his actions. A desperate Batman hurries to the scene to no avail, as the Joker is already done with Robin, beating him to a pulp and leaving before Batman arrives. Our young Robin drags his nearly lifeless body to the door, but he discovers a bomb by the door, with only seconds left. In his final moments, he accepts his fate, as the warehouse is blown up before Batman is able to save him. Batman holds Jason's lifeless body, knowing he had failed his young pupil. 5 years after those tragic events, Gotham continues to be run by criminals. A mysterious meeting is set up between all the major crime bosses, but no one seems to know who set the meeting up. Amidst the confusion, a violent and menacing figure emerges from the shadows. He informs them that he'll be running the drug trade from now on, and strikes fear into the bosses' hearts. He throws them the heads of all of their lieutenants, claiming that he's killed them all in just 2 hours, forcing them to accept his deal. Our masked figure warns the bosses that no one is allowed to sell drugs to children before he vanishes away. Meanwhile, Batman is carrying out his duty as the city's watchful protector. He chases after a truck and stops it. An unknown container drops from the truck and is triggered open, releasing some kind of cybernetic beast. The beast emulates different kinds of superhuman powers. As Batman struggles with its freakish strength, Nightwing, who is the very first Robin before quitting the role, arrives at the scene to aid Batman, as they both team up to take down the brute. Even though Batman torches the beast, it keeps coming at them and even begins to fly after them, as well as shoot lasers from its eyes. They finally manage to destroy the cyborg before they interrogate the truck drivers to reveal who they work for. Batman intimidates one of the thugs into talking. The thug reveals that they're forced to work under the masked Red Hood before he is sniped from a distance. Batman calls his plane and goes after the Red Hood alone in a high-speed chase that leads them crashing inside a factory. As Batman enters, he remembers an incident long ago where a criminal was accidentally dropped into the chemicals of this factory, alluding to the creation of the Joker by Batman's own hands. Batman is confronted by Red Hood, who reveals personal information that he should not know about him, before blowing up the chemical factory and getting away. Batman and Nightwing return to the Batcave, trying to figure out the identity or unknown motives behind this new menace who is copying the original attire of the Joker before he became insane. They take off in the Batmobile and decide to go and question the Joker himself in Arkham Asylum. The Joker, in typical fashion, agitates Batman by bringing up the death of Jason. Batman snaps at him and shakes him for answers, but the Joker denies any involvement with the Red Hood, saying that he'd make sure Batman knew that it was him who was behind any attacks. Later on, the city's biggest crime boss, Black Mask, is infuriated by the actions of Red Hood, who has been sweeping his business from under him. He's also upset with the fact that Batman destroyed his cyborg that was worth millions. Batman listens in as he discusses a new weapons delivery coming in, but we also see that the Red Hood has been listening in as well to intercept his shipment. As a helicopter lands to deliver the weapons, Red Hood quickly takes out the pilot and hijacks the helicopter, but is caught up by Batman and Nightwing, who ground the chopper before proceeding to chase after him. As they chase him around a construction site, the mysterious Red Hood displays high skills as he maneuvers and slows them down. They continue chasing around several buildings, and Red Hood counters Batman's attempt to catch him with perfect timing and instincts. They follow him inside a glass structure before finding that it is rigged with bombs, and they barely get away from the explosion. Red Hood tells Batman that he hasn't lost his touch, before a train almost hits them and he escapes. Back at the cave, Bruce analyzes footage of the chase with Red Hood as Alfred tends to Nightwing's injuries. Red Hood displayed a high level of skill and training as he cut Batman's cable at the perfect moment. After analyzing his voice from recording the chase and revealing the rest of the sentence Red Hood told him, he calls him Bruce, revealing that the Red Hood is in fact Jason Todd, the Robin who died. Bruce remembers past battles with a young Robin, as Jason displayed the same skills as a child with the same cable trick. He easily took out the Riddler and his crew all by himself. As he got older, he became more skilled, but also more reckless and more violent. Batman scolded him for his recklessness and brutality in dealing with criminals. In the present time, Black Mask is enraged that Red Hood still hasn't been dealt with and orders his gang to make an example out of him. They begin attacking his territories and go after one of the crime bosses working under him. Right before they kill him, Red Hood steps in and saves him from Black Mask's goons. All of a sudden, humanoid ninjas enter the scene and begin fighting Red Hood in a highly skilled, fierce fight. Red Hood appears to be getting defeated before Batman steps in and evens the fight. He gets cut by one of the assailants before they end up defeating them all. One of the assassins regains consciousness and tries to attack Batman, but Jason takes the hit for him. The Red Hood ends up killing that attacker, and Batman is furious again about Jason's violence and calls him out for being a crime lord himself, becoming the very same evil they used to battle. Red Hood explains to him that it is impossible to stop crime, but at least he can control it, before throwing tear gas and escaping. Batman takes a sample of his blood from the scene and returns to the cave to analyze it, finding that it's a match to Jason and confirming that it is truly him. Black Mask, meanwhile, is still furious that Red Hood is alive and stole even more weapons from him. Red Hood has become a new kind of Batman menacing the city, but this time it is a terrifying version version of Batman that doesn't mind killing, one who takes money from being involved with crime. Suddenly, Red Hood fires a missile at the building, causing a huge explosion that almost kills Black Mask. Black Mask decides that enough is enough. Since he is dealing with a madman, he is going to enlist the help of another psychopath. They stage an operation to break the Joker out of Arkham Asylum. At the same time, Bruce digs up Jason's grave but finds a suspicious body inside the casket, a fake. Bruce is disappointed in himself for not noticing it before as he gears up to go and talk to the man who is supposedly behind this. Black Mask asks the Joker for his help in killing Red Hood. The Joker, being the unstable maniac that he is, kills all of his guards for no reason before accepting the contract on Red Hood. To uncover the truth behind Red Hood, Batman infiltrates Ra's al Ghul's mansion and demands to know what he's done. Ra's admits to having been the one behind it, but not by design. 5 years ago, Ra's was conducting several terrorist operations throughout Europe, and he knew that Batman would stop him. To distract him, he hired the Joker to raise some mayhem so that Batman could stay busy with him, but he underestimated the Joker's madness and overestimated his ability to control them, and the Joker ended up murdering Jason without cause. Ra's was deeply saddened by what he caused and decided to never fight against Batman ever since, but he also tried to rectify what he had done. Using the Lazarus Pit, a cave with magical healing waters, he tried to resurrect the body of Jason. Jason did come back, but he came back damaged, violent, and mad. As Batman flies off, Alfred stresses to him that it is not his fault, but Batman believes in his heart that he failed Jason and trained him to be the dangerous criminal that he is today. They receive news of the Joker holding the criminal bosses hostage, as we are taken to that scene. As the Joker is preparing to light his hostages, including Black Mask, on fire, he awaits the arrival of Red Hood. Red Hood finally confronts him and reveals that it was his plan all along to drive Black Mask to a point of desperation to get him to break the Joker out of the asylum. All he wanted was to face the Joker, and he reveals to him that they've met before. Just as the Joker attempts to set the bosses on fire, Batman swoops in and saves them. He tries to take Joker away, but Red Hood thwarts it and kidnaps him, telling Batman to find him at the place where they first met. Red Hood takes Joker to an apartment and proceeds to beat him mercilessly with a crowbar, just like the Joker did to him before. The Joker still doesn't know who the Red Hood is, but is extremely curious to unwrap the mystery behind the masked man. Red Hood beats him more to give an idea before he leaves him to confront his old mentor. As Batman arrives at the location, he remembers the first time he met Jason as a child, trying to steal the wheels off the Batmobile. He smiles as he remembers the innocent boy before he's confronted by the Red Hood. They begin to fight one another. Having trained and fought alongside each other for years before, they know each other's moves and counter everything they throw at each other. Impressive gadgets are used to knock each other off, and the fight makes it to the roof. The fight becomes more aggressive with neither holding back, before Batman knocks them both off the building. Jason unmasks Bruce before finally taking off his mask and revealing himself. Bruce is hesitant in fighting him, and Jason uses it to get the drop on him and knock him off. They continue to fight and use their gadgets before Batman has finally had enough. Batman stops holding back and begins to teach Jason a lesson in fighting. He beats him around into the next room and demands a stop to this madness. He admits that he failed Jason, but tells him that he tried his best to save him. Jason reveals that his motives are not because Batman didn't save him, but because Batman chose to keep the Joker alive instead of killing him once and for all. Batman explains his moral code, that it would be easy to kill someone like the Joker and subject him to the worst torture imaginable, but then he would be just like the rest of the criminals, even worse, without ever coming back from that place. Jason demands that Batman kill either him or the Joker, but Batman ignores his ultimatum and decides to walk away. As he walks off, Jason shoots at him, but Batman is no fool. He anticipates that and gets the drop on Jason, but Jason won't lose so easily and triggers a bomb. He accepts his fate to die, and the Joker pins Batman to kill all three of them. Batman punches him away and barely manages to save Jason and the Joker before the bomb goes off. In the aftermath of the explosion, we learn from the news that Black Mask was released from jail due to a lack of evidence. The city has reverted back to its corrupt ways as Red Hood vanishes. Bruce reflects on Jason's old outfit, before continuing to be the watchful protector of the night, going out into the city to help the helpless. As we close the movie, we take a look at a happier time, when Jason was still a young boy being trained by Bruce. Full of joy, innocence, and hope, he couldn't wait to catch the bad guys before sadly ending up being one of them. The film was supposed to be rated R originally. Company decided to keep it PG-13 to have a bigger success. Fortunately, some parts as a result were removed, such as the actual depiction of the severed heads as well as a way more brutal and gory death of Robin. Well, this brings us to the end of today's video. What do you think about this film? What did you think of the movie's dark tone? Do you think Red Hood was right in this movie, or was he just another villain? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of them. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this one. Your support is so important. And if you're watching till now, thank you. I'll see you in another video soon.